Hey, we are live. Okay, welcome. If you're joining us at the beginning here, we are up here in Northwest Vermont, and we're getting ready to do an auction. Now, the auction is live, and for those that are new to this format, you can always ask questions in the chat, but everything is done basically in the chat. And so, yes, I'm wearing different glasses tonight. I switched back to my computer glasses. I found that I was getting a little bit of eye strain trying to use my regular glasses because I kept doing this all the time, and my neck would get to me and my back, and then so sticking to the computer glasses. So welcome there. Anyway, so we are Vintage Dust by George G up here in the northwest corner of Vermont. I'll go through the usual spiel, but you probably heard it before for those that are joining us at the beginning. And then, but if you're new, this is important for you to know. We ask you if you're new. Please email me. The email's both on the screen and in the chat with your real name, your YouTube name, your shipping, and your PayPal information. Be sure you're on live chat, not top chat. If you're a person like me who uses a computer, not a phone, that is automatically goes to top chat. And so if you're using a YouTube on a regular PC, so watch that. You're going to miss some of the comments and stuff that are in there. So be sure you're on live chat. I think on most phones, I think it stays with live chat, but I'm not sure about that. I know at least my Android phone definitely sticks with that. So anyway, okay, so that is that. So you can see in the chat. Also, we invoice through PayPal, and shipping is calculated through Pirate Ship. So it's either going to become by UPS or the post office, whichever is the cheapest. Which is nice. Both those, offer coverage for in case of breakage or loss or whatever. So that's just kind of good. Once I post the sold in the chat, that closes the bidding. There are people try to snipe before I, post sold, and then I'll catch that, and that just means that the bidding restarts. Okay, we do have some silver items tonight. No, I don't think any. I might have had one gold filled, but I think it was from last week. So I'm not gonna. I don't think I'll see. Maybe I'll repeat that. I don't know. But I'll tell you what the status is and my confidence level and all that kind of thing. Let me see what else. Okay, so I did say we were in Vermont here, northwest corner, not far from the Canadian border. We are not far from Lake Champlain, and we been doing this for a few years now. And I'm one of the goes out there. You probably see me out there on some of the other auctions. It's not unusual. We watch other auctions and participate and buy stuff. So that's nothing wrong with that. And I like this. There we go. Light up my glasses here. So let me see what else. Oh, so yeah, just a little chit chat real quick here. I know that a lot of them do that in the beginning, and I do as well a little bit. We had a beautiful day today, actually, here in Vermont. I was expecting showers and thunderstorms, and never happened. In fact, we were supposed to be right now in the midst of a thunderstorm, and it never happened. I was actually hoping for the rain, so I didn't have to water the garden, but that's the way it is. Garden is getting there. Hey, Marlene. So, yeah, the garden's doing good. We're getting lots of tomatoes, although we have had one plant that's had tomato worms on it, and those things are ugly and big. Oh my gosh, it's disgusting looking critter. But that's only the tomato plants that are on the ground. Those that are in the raised beds are fine. I think that discourages anything, and plus the raised beds are made out of metal, zinc, and I think there's something about the zinc and that kind of stuff that does affect them. So, cucumbers, zucchini, string beans, all doing very well, and we're still picking blackberries. We're well over 3 gallons. I have lost count now of blackberries. So we made some jam. We're gonna make some more. We'll be making strawberry jam as well. Everything's in the freezer right now, so it's at our leisure we'll do it. So yes, we are tinkering with the blackberries. This is the first time we've had this bigger crop of blackberries to mess with. So trying to decide we tried the first batch without taking the seeds out. This time, the next time we may try and do a seedless version. We'll see. We have a machine. We have the tool to take the seeds out, so we may try that. We'll see. It's a little different with blackberries than it is with raspberries, for example. The seeds are quite small, and they provide fiber, so they're actually a good thing. But anyway, so there we are. That's kind of the rundown of what we have tonight. I mean, of what we're doing, where we are, and all that kind of stuff. See here. Oh, I'm still toying with some ideas. First things first. I should have done this right at the top. I need to apologize. I still have not done invoices from the last couple of auctions. Well, I think I've done one or two, but I haven't done them all, and I apologize for that. They will go out. But hopefully, over this weekend. This weekend's going to be a busy one. We are going to see the Dad Bods. That's the name of the group they call themselves. I think there's a video posted. Yeah, there's a video posted on YouTube of them playing during a rehearsal. They're a rock and roll band consisting of my son-in-law and his son, my grandson, and some friends. And they're pretty good, I think, from what I've heard and seen. I'm looking forward to that Saturday night, and that'll be fun. They're playing at a local pub, and that'll be really good. This is their debut, so we'll see how it goes. I will try and get some video out on my channel if I get a chance. I could put one of the videos. I don't think I shared the video on my channel, but I should share the video that my grandson posted. It's on his channel, which is open to the public. If you look for Jackson Garrow Music, you'll see their video out there. Pretty good. Let me see what else. I know I'm forgetting something. For those that aren't aware, right about now should be a lunar eclipse. Because of the cloudiness, we aren't going to be able to see it, so I'm not missing anything. But at least in our area, we're seeing a lunar eclipse tonight. Not a full one. I think it's like 90% or something like that. But that'll be pretty cool for those that are into that kind of thing. And let's see what else. I guess that's it. Let's get started. I'm trying to decide. I've got one item. We'll see. I've got one item I came across. If anybody's familiar with Kathleen O'Neill, I've got one of her pieces we got recently, and I looked this up. This is really something. But they're really, really beautiful pieces, and they go for premium. I think the piece I have, if you went to their website, you'd be paying over $100 for those pieces. So let's start with something simple. And I'm going to switch cameras because I've tried experimenting with doing it like this with me holding things up, and it just doesn't work as well. So I apologize. You're not going to see you don't really want to see my face anyway. So sorry. That's not very nice of me to say myself. But okay. So we're going to switch cameras, and we're going to go to this camera over here. Oops, I better get it angled better. There we go. And these are brand new. Coca-Cola coasters, any other Coca-Cola collectors out there? Oh, there it is. Go forward. I am going to let this go for a song. So Coca-Cola coasters. I don't say that too fast. I can't even spell Coca-Cola right. Brand new. As you can see, it's still in the original shrink wrap. What was I asking? I'm pretty sure. Yep. We're gonna start this at $5. These are brand new. Brand new. And I think, let me see what the year is. This is the year this is from. It's made by a company called Tin Box Company. On screen, I'll show you the back here. You can see it's got the cork on the bottom there, but it is licensed. It's for a date, but I don't think I see one there anywhere. Well, it says 2021. There we go. So, but they are new, and that's a tin that they're in. Looks like 6 of them there. And of course, it's reminiscent of the when it was back at 5 cents for Coca-Cola. For those that didn't know, Coca-Cola originally had cocaine in it back in the early 1900s. They didn't realize, maybe they did realize, I have no idea, the seriousness of that. I don't know how much was in it, but there was some in it. It was considered a medicinal drink, so at the time. And I have found that there are still good medicinal uses for the current version. If you're using the original formula, sugar, whatever, not diet, not none of the special flavored ones or anything like that. If you have an upset stomach, flat, it's got to be flat. You got to let it be. It's got to be flat. Coca-Cola sometimes helps settle an upset stomach. So pretty cool, huh? So anyway, all right. So there's that. That is the first item. Then we'll see what we're going to bring up for some jewelry next. Oh, I think we'll just throw this out there. Did I write what this is? Yeah, I did. I didn't write it on my list, though. And yeah, so I hope everybody out there is doing well. We are, we're doing okay. Yes, I'm doing okay, I should say. My wife's not doing so well. This is maybe do some jewelry right after this here. No interest in this. And like I say, I make sure I stay up long enough to catch the lag and whatever's going on out there. To make sure there's no delays that cause a problem. Okay, not interested in that. We will pass on that. I actually didn't even comp these. I have no idea what they go for. So I just threw a number out there. I know some Coca-Cola stuff can get a premium, but okay. So now we've got a moss agate on a leather cord with this style of clasp. And there's one side, and it's got a little silver tone adornment here on the top. So when you hang it, looks like that. That's one side, there's the other. So it doesn't really matter. There's no backward side of it. So moss agate pendant. I guess that's leather. Some kind of cord. Maybe that's not leather. It looks like a cord. A black cord. So we're just going to talk about it as being a pendant, and we'll start this at $5. And I think the cord is pretty long. Yeah, 12 inches is the drop, so 24-inch cord is on. I'll give you a better close look at it here. My hand. And it also gives you a better feel for the color sometimes against a flesh tone like that. For these particular. There's the other side. And again, the clasp is that type of clasp. If there's any interest in that. And just trying to keep track on my list tonight of what I'm showing. So it's going to be a lot of jewelry tonight. I think mostly jewelry, a few non-jewelry items. I have some more Avon, some newer, some older. Oh, I didn't write that one other book thing down. I didn't write that down. I think I'll show it right now after this. But we are doing, you say, enjoying the weather right now. Although mosquitoes can be really bad this time of year, or not so bad, depending on where you live. We have it pretty good where we are. And we'll just still have the little gnats and stuff kicking around. But otherwise, not too bad. We're getting some of our favorite shows that we like to watch are season 2 or 3 or whatever the next season of Mirror is called, starting out already the end of this month and into the next month. So we don't watch it. We watch a fair amount of TV in the evening to relax after a busy day. So sit there with the dogs and enjoy the evening, especially now when it gets dark. It's dark here now. It gets dark here around 8 o'clock, a little after 8. So, okay, no interest in the moss agate. So we will pass on that. And again, if I always say, if there's anybody who sees this stuff in a later, either watching this video sometime later in the future or even later tonight, and you say, oh, gee, I would be interested in that. If we're still live, of course, put something in the chat. If we're not live, send me an email. I got to bring the camera up. We got a book here. Anybody who's into the movie Grease, this is a scrapbook. I think the original price was like $20 or so. It doesn't say. It does. Oh yeah, the original price was $16. So, and it is loaded with pictures and commentary and all the different actors that were in it. It's in chapters. I'm not sure why. I really didn't look at this much, other than I just saw that it was about the movie Grease. I guess each chapter talks about different things about auditions and stuff. So if you're into Grease trivia, scrapbook. We'll start this at $5. I'm gonna stick with the $5 price for a while here. And it's in pretty good shape. The edges look pretty clean. Pages aren't curled or anything like that, except for the cover. For some reason, curled a little bit. In the top corner, but pretty good shape. It was a good movie. A lot of good music in it. I think it was. Here's a trivia question. Was this? And I don't know the answer, so I'm looking for folks out there. Was this John Travolta's first movie after Welcome Back, Kotter? I don't remember. I could ask my Gemini here and see what Gemini says. Let's see what it says here. Was Grease John Travolta's first movie after Welcome Back, Kotter? No, it was not. Huh. Actually, it had several movies before Grease. It had 4 movies. Huh. What do you know? Well, so there's some trivia for you. Okay, let's see. Pick out the next piece of jewelry here. Oh, let's go with this one. Interesting little piece. Okay. No interest in this. I'm going to go through this stuff fairly quickly. I mean, I'll leave it up long enough for people to get a look at it. Even if you were looking it up, that's fine too. Try to leave it long enough for you to make a decision, or if you're interested or not interested or whatever. But I'm saying, been a long day, let's just put it that way. Although it was fun, we had a good day in the sense we got our 2 cords of seasoned and dry firewood, so we're happy about that. I can't. Let me check these. These are cold to the touch. I don't know what they are. So I'm going to say they definitely are cold to the touch. So there's some kind of stone, and they're kind of a light brown color. And that's what I'm going to call it, light brown stone necklace. And we're going to start this at Oh, we're at stone. Maybe I'll start it at 7. And maybe it's got a toggle style clasp. And you can see the stones. They definitely look like you. And not right. You know, there's some little. Hard to tell. This looks like it's glass with the most flower-like thing in front of it, and then that's a dichroic, maybe. That could be a piece of dichroic. I think that's what that is. Looks like it's supposed to be a rose, I think, maybe. I'm guessing, but yeah. And let's get you a length on that. I must say it's at least, it's got to be 18. Yeah, 18. So 18-inch necklace. Again, we'll show you the, and then up close again. And the color of the stones. And it looks like little gold tone beads in between each of the stones. And the clasp itself is a gold tone as well, toggle style. Okay, excuse me, I'll grab a sip of water. Yes, and my voice is still a little bit raspy tonight. If you were in the auction last week, you know that I mentioned that this is my worst time of year in some respects for my allergies with ragweed, and that's not going to go over until, it doesn't completely go away until we get our first heavy frost. Light frost doesn't quite do it, but a heavy frost will definitely do it. Heavy frost probably not going to happen until late September, maybe sometimes as late as October. It varies every year. This year looks like it's going to be a little bit milder so far. I haven't looked at the advanced forecast or what the Farmer's Almanac says, but they're usually pretty accurate. Anyway, okay. Let's see. Like I say, I'm going to alternate between non-jewelry items from the beginning here, like I usually do, and we will go from there and do mostly jewelry. I do have some Avon. I have some Liz Claiborne. I think I have a Leah Sophia. I have something called what was the name of that brand? It's a vintage pin, Benetti, something like that. Benetto. Yeah, I've never heard of that brand before. So, yeah, I have some interesting pieces like that. Some Lamport glass. Mostly necklaces, relatively few earrings tonight. Surprisingly, I thought I'd have more earrings, but and I do. I've got literally a bin full of them behind me here that I can reach into and randomly grab something probably. But I just want to make sure it's something you haven't already seen. So I have another pair over there. We'll see. Okay, no interested in that necklace. We will pass. We'll find a home for it. Try and keep what I show tonight within reach or handy, just in case somebody comes in late and says, "Hey, I'm interested in such and such." So, okay, I have, and this comes in the box, blown glass stopper, wine, I guess before wine or whatever, of a fish, and it is blown glass. You can see, pretty cool, huh? They weight it pretty well, so it doesn't top heavy. An idea what it looks like here. Comes in this nice little box. I think that was Department 56. So yeah, that's any indication. Oops, let me get that off the screen. Oops, not that, not that, not that. Let's try this again. Oh, which reminds something I just did almost accidentally. It reminds me if there's somebody interested in joining me too. I'm always welcome to do a joint thing. So, and it doesn't have to be Thursday nights. I can even do something during the day. I'm retired, so my time is fairly flexible. Okay, blown glass stopper. Where's my? I put that on my list. I did look this up, sort of. I saw similar ones out there. This is way less than what they're asking. Let's start this at $8. If there's any interest. Cute. You can use this. It comes out packaged. This you could use it as a gift. That Fisher wine lover, fisherman, fisher person in your family or friend. And there's that. Hang on, I gotta mark these off here as I go, or I will lose track. I am trying to be organized, like I said last week, a little more than usual. Okay. Now I have a few items tonight that are accessories, maybe not, there's more than jewelry. Okay, so we'll see where we fit those in. The next thing after this is going to be jewelry. I'm just trying to decide which one. Okay, I do have one pin tonight. Okay. Now let's do the Liz Claiborne one. I think I showed this more recently, but I'm showing it again tonight. I can't recall what I even asked for it before. But I'm trying to just hook it here. Okay. No interest in the glass stopper. We will pass on that. Go back in this box. And we will put the Liz Claiborne up. I may have shown this last week. I don't recall. Or in the last couple of weeks, I should say. There's a tag right there that says Liz Claiborne. And it's a gold tone chain. This is the extender. So you can see it's quite a long extender. I've got it fully extended right now. Oops, let me get that off the screen. If I get that off. Move it over because it's going to get written right over. Typo on my part here. I should preload some of the stuff so I could just cut and paste it in. We'll start this at $7. Oops. Typo on my part. That's okay. You know what? And let's show you the tag here. See where it's got the LC for Liz Claiborne. And I'm going to say that this is going to be, even with the extensions, really short. Right? 16 with the extension. So without the extension, it's going to be closer to, looks like 13. Let's just bring it close so you can see it. It's got this style. It doesn't have a, it has a very different style of clasp here. A gold tone clasp here. And then the beads that are at the bottom, alternating. Looks like hematite and silver tone and gold tone, I would say. If it's not hematite, it looks like hematite. Let me see if it's cold. Yeah, it was cold. Could very well be hematite. Oh, the chain itself. You see what it looks like up close. Kind of an alternating pattern in it. Let me get this show better here. Yeah. Now, let's get that over there. There, so you can see it. And cross that off the list here. I do have a really, really nice, some really nice silver stuff coming up tonight. I think it's nice. Okay. No interest in Liz Claiborne. We'll pass on that. I got to get one of these days. I'm going to get a piece of. When I have time to think about it, I will get a piece of paper that covers this table because I've discovered that the dark brown does not show up. This is a new name. I don't recognize this person, but if you could email me your real name, your YouTube name, your shipping information, that's okay. Your shipping information and your PayPal information. I assume for most people your PayPal is the same as your email, but not necessarily. So, but my email's in the top of the chat, and I'll put it in here as well. I'm not stopping you from bidding. I'm just saying, if anybody else that's bidding against you, I'll need to verify you're real. But I've been very fortunate that I have relatively few strange people in there. I want to be nice, and so not a problem. So I'm going to write your YouTube name down right now, which I'm going to call you the Jedi for now. And seeing no other bids, we're going to say sold to Jedi. That is what it says, I believe. Jedi. Thank you for $7. I've written it down, so you're good. Once I can confirm that separately. So, I'll bring my email up just to be on the safe side. What happened here? Oh. There. Okay. Next item. So thank you, by the way. Thank you. A smart plug from Amazon. Now, for those that have Alexa, and I don't have it in this room, so she won't respond. We do have one. You can turn a light on and off with this. I think it's just an on and off. Yes. So it adds voice control to an outlet, basically. So you can say, you can register. What you do is you go on Alexa and you set up this plug on there as one of your devices. And then you can tell Alexa to turn that device on. Now, if anybody who's not familiar with Alexa, you know that you can also do this from your phone as well. So if you have the right Alexa system in your home, which we do. So anyway, so okay. Okay, price. Let's get you a starting price here. We'll start this at $5. If there's any interest. I did open the package, so it has been opened, but I've never used it. And this is what it looks like. So it basically plugs in, to the wall. It's fairly thick. You can see by my thumb, but and it comes with instructions, of course. But if your Alexa is set up properly, adding it to your Alexa shouldn't be a difficult task at all. Now I'm trying to get the paperwork back in here. There it is. Smart plug. So, okay. Oh, okay, great. Thank you. Let's take a quick look here in case it shows up in a weird place. Might take a little while too, of course. Nothing ever happens quickly with my Yahoo Mail. Okay, no interest in the smart plug. Leave that up there for a second while I decide what to do next. I mentioned I have Avon. I also have some really big Avon items. I don't know if anybody here would be interested in that kind of thing, but I have like an Easter item, and I have Christmas and I have a travel kit, Avon travel kit, and an Avon. What was the other one I just got recently? What was the other one? Candy dish, yeah, Easter candy dish. And what was the other one? Cherub bath set cup. Okay, some unusual stuff, but they're all vintage. So anyway, okay, let's get a piece of jewelry up here. No, it's not jewelry. Let's do this. Let's do this one. This is a brand I've heard of before, and I may have shown this in the distant past at an auction. I'm sure I probably did actually. But anybody heard of Robert Rose? That's what this necklace is. So let's get that up there. Now you get this off the screen. Okay, let's see here. Oh yeah, I gotta type this in. Robert Rose necklace. I'll show you all the details on it in a minute. Let me just look it up. On my list here. There it is. We're gonna start this at $7. So. And I'll show you what it's a very unusual, really, it's not as heavy as it looks, I guess I should say. So this Robert Rose's name is on here twice. It's on the hang tag there. Sorry. Let me get that around together so you can see it better. So there's the Robert Rose name there. And it's also on the back of the pendant. Robert Rose, upside down. They put it upside down in the pendant for some reason. Robert Rose, very plain to see. And you can see it's a double strand with an extension chain and your usual lobster claw style clasp. And then the pendant will show you up close again here. It is not cold to the touch, so I don't believe it's stone. And it is not silver, I don't believe either. So okay, Bonnie, I got your thing. I'm just gonna make this not spam. It came across as spam. Read that. There you are. Okay, thank you. Got your information. Wonderful. Okay. So I'm going to change it. This doesn't write your real name here, just so I can remember it. Okay. Oops, I didn't put that up on the screen. Let's do that. Robert Rose necklace. And yeah, so this looks like the extender. I'm going to guess it looks like it's pretty short. Looks like 14 right there. And with the extender, we'll probably make it 16. So I would guess. Yeah. Okay, about a 2-inch extender, roughly. Okay, so that's the Robert Rose. And what are we going to show next? Okay, get this out of the way. Sorry, something in my eye. And I say bad time of year for me, allergies. So, all right, I got a vintage keychain, but it's unusual. Let me take this necklace out of here. We'll pass on the necklace. Let me just put that in the chat so somebody knows that there was no bid on it. And we'll take that off the screen. Yeah, so this is a really interesting keychain. It's vintage for starters. When I tried to look this up, some suggested it was a particular manufacturer, but I don't know for sure. But you'll see why I'm typing in the chat. Keychain. It's not just a plain keychain. It's got a locket on it. It's got a, I'm calling it a locket. I'm going to start this at 7. It opens. Well, if I remember where it opens. Oh, let's get this memory. Oh, there's a tab. I was looking for the little pull tab. No, there it is. So it opens. Just like that. I know it's not clean in there. I didn't bother. I didn't take time to clean it. I could not find any markings anywhere on this thing. I mean, it appears brass-like, and it's pretty rugged. And it looks, at first you'd almost think it was a watch, the shape, and especially with the piece on the top here, and then the clip for the keychain. So, but different, huh? So, and looks like the. Let's show you that. That looks up close. It feels, when I run my finger over it, I think you can't tell if it's painted or what on there. It feels like an enamel. So there it is. It could stand a little clean, of course. Hinge right there on the bottom. Different piece. Give you a bit close-up look there again. You can see why I called it a locket, so I don't know what else to call it. There we go. So, do that bag. Okay. Oh, there it is. Looking for the bag I had put the Liz Claiborne in, so I can put it right back in that bag. Yep, so I got to get some grandkids over here to help me stack some firewood. They're all grown up now, but they still are willing to come over and give me a hand, and they all live close by, so it's really nice. like I said, looking forward to the grandson this weekend. That's going to be fun. Okay. So technically, I don't consider this jewelry per se. I mean, I guess sort of is, but sort of isn't. So, okay. And what is this? Oh, that's right. I forgot about the little guys. So, anybody use? Now I'll throw them out there. I've got these little. I'll show them here next. No, I think I'll wait on these. These aren't technically jewelry either. So let's do this. We're going to pass on the keychain. I've got this pin that I don't think I've shown this pin before, but I may have, but I don't recall. What did I do with that? I want to make sure I get the description for this pin. Here it is. No, that's not it. Oh yeah, here it is. Okay, this is a pewter pin, and it's made by. It's got a name on the back here. Urban Fetishes, 1998. And I wish I'd written the name down. There's an artist that does these, but so Urban. Oops, I misspelled that. Urban Fetishes pin. And there's a theme to this as well, and it escapes me what it is, but I did look these up, and man, I was really surprised what these pins go for. So I'm going to just lowball it here, and these go for around quite a bit more than this that I'm starting it at here at the $10. And again, see, it's the Urban Fetishes, 1998. Just a regular standard pin with a little, thing you turn to undo the pin. But it is pewter. Oops, put it back up. Yes. And then we will do an Avon item that is not jewelry. There is that item. And I could look up this Avon item if I even wrote it down. Yeah, I did. Okay. Again, I wish I'd gotten more details for you on this, but see if I can do that. If I can do that really quickly here. Second. Okay. The artist is Alice Seeley, Seeley. It features petroglyph-inspired tribal footprint and geometric etchings. How's that? So, and so I've seen quite a few of these out there on the auction sites, and they're asking considerably more. So, well, like I said, but I didn't. I give you something so I still make a decent profit and give you a really good deal, but no interest. So we will pass on that. Okay. Avon product. Now, I was concerned because I thought this one would have talc in it, but it does not. This is Avon Tea Time Roses Sachet powder. It is a powder. but according to the back here, it's magnesium carbonate, fragrance, and silicic acid. So, oh no, take that back. It does have talc. Sorry, maybe you don't want it, but if you want it as a collector item, it's a glass jar. So you can throw the talc away, and you get this cute little teapot that's full of. I'm going to call this the Avon teapot. I didn't see the word talc on it when I first looked at it. But I know that the talc is now some people are concerned about that. I'm going to call this an Avon teapot collectible. And because of the you'll have to dispose of the talc if you're concerned about that. I'm only going to ask $5 for this. This cute little teapot, and there was a sticker on the bottom that came off. This thing's really old. What is the date on this? Is there a date on this? I don't see a date. Let me see if it's on the bottom. Sticker. Ooh, that's got some strong fragrance. I suppose if you don't apply it to yourself, you just you don't use it as a. You just use it as a sachet. You might be okay. I can't find a date. Well, I know it's been around a while, so. And there's the bottom. Cute little flower pattern on that side. Okay, let me cross that off my list. Okay, that's a non-jewelry item. I've got a few others. Ooh, look at this. Even with that closed up, you can still smell that some. All right, jewelry. Let's do this necklace next. Another one with a toggle. I think. Yeah, these are all stone. This is all stone. And let me get a little closer here. That gives a better angle. Oops, let me get that off screen. And we'll pass on that. And to me, this looks like agate. So I'm going to call this an agate, brown agate necklace. I know brown isn't really the right color, but this way. And we're going to start this. What do I call it? Where is that? Just trying to find on my list, make sure I'm consistent here with what I tell myself. Oh, there it is. I'm going to start this at $9. Really pretty necklace, and it's all stone. And let's see, it's got this gold tone beads in between. A toggle necklace. No extender, of course, with a toggle. And to show you the different patterns, this is definitely cold to the touch when I'm holding it. And I'm going to say that looks like about 16 to 18 in that range. 16, yep, 16. So my some call this orange, but it's almost like an orange, and a brown red is kind of what I wrote down in my notes. So again, sorry, I got into the sip of water. It goes in my throat again. I see Bonnie at 9. Anybody else interested? It would be 10 or more. I'm going to put Bonnie's name down. No different. And you will wait a few seconds, but I'm going to say sold here in a second. So if you're into Jedis, I actually have some Star Wars stuff I almost brought up tonight. Some old collectible stuff from Star Wars. Cards. It's like a sports card, collectible cards. So there you go. Sold to Bonnie for $9. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Let me put that aside. That's right. You got the Liz Claiborne. Yeah. Let me put it back. Here's your new thing in the bag. That's not big enough. Let me find a bag that it'll fit in. And throw another piece of jewelry out there. And I'm gonna wrap this up. Another necklace. Names. I didn't do anything. I didn't do any idea on this one, so I'm just gonna throw it out there and see if there's anybody interested. I don't even know what I'm gonna ask for it yet. It was a combination of a cord and that. You're welcome. No, thank you. Thank you. Let me just write this down so I don't lose track here. Marker. There we go. And today is the 27th. Yeah. Now I can just put it in a bag. Keep hanging the other stuff with the other item. Okay. Okay. All right. I don't even know what I'm going to. I think we'll just call this a. I think this is a real stone on the bottom. Yeah, it's cold. Can't say the same. The crosses are. They look like they're more agate, actually. So it's a mixture of beads and stone and leather clasp. I'm just going to ask. I'm just going to call this the square pendant necklace, just for a name. So, start this at $5. How's that? I gotta write that down because I did not have it on my list. There. So we'll show it up close. I don't know what kind of stone that is. Just a polished. No idea. So it looks like a combination of some stone, some crystals, some beads, crosses, butterflies, and then this dark blue cord with that style of clasp, and the extension chain. Looks like about 2-inch So it looks like it's I'd say it's about 18-inch overall right now with the full extension. Any interest in that? I'm going to guess that somebody made this. I'm not even sure. I can't even recall where this came from. But right now I got 56 messages in my spam folder. Wow. Well, I get a lot of junk. And that's just in one day because I cleaned it out yesterday. Huh. Wow. All right, pass on that. That side. Let's see here. What do we have? That's interesting. Well, let's do this one. Anybody a lunchbox collector out there? Got a Mario lunchbox. Does not have anything. It's empty. It is an empty box. Doesn't have thermos or anything like that. Just the box. Mario. What did I do with Mario? I know I wrote it down. I thought I did. Okay, it's $10. We're starting at $10. I think it's in pretty decent condition. From what I remember. I didn't look at it too closely today. Be right side up here. See? 7/12. I guess that's the date it was made. There's the other side. There's the clasp. Interior. Very, very clean. Oh, looks like a ladybug in there, maybe. Oh, we had them all over the house this spring. Oh my gosh. Oh, for real. Okay, there's a slight smoosh there on the corner. So it's not mint in the true sense of the word, because there's a slight, very slight smushy spot right there, which I almost wiped off just by rubbing it with the finger. But the corners look pretty good other than that one. And if you're displaying it on the wall, you wouldn't see that anyway. If you're just displaying them. All right. Okay. Yes, let's do Avon. This is really interesting. Cool. So. I'm just looking through my list here to see what else I have that's non-jewelry. Not much left, I don't think. Like I said, I have a bunch of Avon collectibles, I guess, and decor. I wasn't planning on showing that tonight. Just the jewelry. Okay. No interest in Mario. We'll pass on that. And back to some jewelry. This is an Avon piece. I don't think this is the box it came in. Well, maybe it is. It's called the pierced spice colored pendant necklace, but it also includes the earrings. And so I did look this up. Oops, get that off the screen. So it's a necklace and earrings. I'll take the necklace out of the box here in just a second. I want to get this typed up here. So it's the Avon, call it Spice Red necklace earring set. We'll start this at $10. Okay, so you can see the earrings, and you see the backs of them here. I'm going to take one out so you can see the whole thing. It is not a shepherd's hook. It is one of those clasp style earrings, like so. I don't know if the Avon marking is on the back of these or not. I don't see it, but it sometimes is in really tiny print. But there's the earring up close. It's, when I look these up, they call them laser cut. So I'll take the earring out here. I'll take the necklace out, and you have the necklace has a pendant that matches. Let me see if I can. It's actually a multi-strand. Trying to get this laid out here, so give me a second. Almost lost a box of stuff in my lap here. Let me take this off my lap for a second. Work on getting this set up properly. You can see it. I know it needs to hang. Maybe if I got my display board. Goodness gracious. Sorry, I'm making a lot of noise here. I want to put this forward if it would be easier to tell how it looks. Yeah, that's better, I think. So I'm going to bring the camera up here for a second. And you can see it on the board to see how it hangs. Okay. Give you a better feel for it. So you can see the laser cut pendant and the orange and red and silver and colors in there. Quite the eye catcher, I think. I don't know if it says Avon on the back of here. There's a little something there. I can't make it out though. But I did look it up, and it is definitely Avon. Call it Spice Red. So, with the earrings. There, I think that helps get better perspective here. Okay. Right back down here. Okay, no interest in that. Okay, let's put it back in its box. Yeah, they all called it laser cut. And it looks interesting. There. I'll get it back in its box. All right, let's see what's next here. Oh, yeah. So these are not jewelry items, but I thought they were cute. Find them here in the box. Oh, I didn't put them in the box. Put them out. Okay, so I've got these cute little pewter items that people can do whatever they want with. looks like a surfer. The other one looks like a baseball glove. Ball on the other side. It looks like a bust of someone. See here, is that? So I'll get the camera down so you can see all three here. Got focused. This one stands up. I'll lose this, I can see. I'm not careful. Yeah. Computer items. We're going to start this at $5. Any interest at all? All the whole three, the whole set, all of them. $5. Does any interest? So, just trying to organize my mess here. Let's see. Excuse me. As you can see, they're not very big. And my thumb is for reference. So they're roughly an inch tall. Jedi, I see you at 5. We're going to say sold to Jedi for $5. And you write that down. Computer. There. Thank you, thank you. Okay. Put that with your items. Somewhere's ahead of back then. Okay. How about no, that's not it. No. We didn't do this one, did we? No. Oops, sorry. Oh man, I managed to tingle up my own stuff here. That's terrible. Give me a second. Just unhook this. Like I said, not a lot of earrings tonight. Let me grab this one pair. Just for some reason, I just didn't grab a lot of them tonight. I think I showed these recently, but I'm not sure. Little I think they call them Zuni bears, gold tone shepherd's hook. So I got a keeper on there. Those are stone. Let me see if I can get something to hold that up better. Well, I'm trying to find a prop for you. Hang on a second. You can see it better. Yeah, a little bit. They're hanging somewhat normal looking. We'll start these at $5. Is any interest? And let's see what else I'm going to do next. Let's start showing some of the silver items here, I think. Oh, I do have one of a non-jewelry item. That's a nice one, too. I got to write it down. Some of this. I see Jedi at 5. And I guess I'm going to move along pretty quickly tonight, so give enough time for the lag to catch up. But, and sold to Jedi or Bonnie for $5. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Scavenger items. And we'll write that down. Okay. So I think this is the last non-jewelry item, and it is a beaut. I think anyway. Really beautiful vase with a crackle finish and a hand-painted owl, and it is signed by Celine. You know, it's a Celine with accent over the E. I looked her up. She's a real artist and well known, and her pieces are well known as well. I don't remember much about it because it was a while ago that I looked this up. But that's just painted on the one side. Here's the bottom, so you see. It's a little dirty on the inside, but not terrible. I don't know if it was used or just dirt from being stored somewhere, but it's really quite nice. And we're going to start this at $10. And we'll give you the height here and everything. Let's see here. I'm going to guess 7, not quite, 6. The hair was 6 inches tall. My ruler's not flat to the base here, so I have to add 1/4 inch. So it's about 6 1/4 tall. Probably about 5 across, 4 or 5 across, 5 across, I'd say. But, yeah, if you I forget what studio she works out of, but she definitely is a known artist. Not a I don't remember what some of her stuff goes for now. I know that this is the price I decided on. So okay. Sorry, I'm trying to deal with one other thing here just for a second. There. Okay. Yeah, so it is really pretty vase. As I say, it's got this, let's try and show you. You can see it's kind of what they call a crackle sort of finish. I get crackle. That's not the right word either, but it's definitely a finish that's deliberate the way it's done. Cute pair, mother and child owl, maybe, I don't know. Maybe father and child owl. Huh? Okay. Trying to get away from the necklaces here for a bit. So I think they have this really cute little bracelet. What's that next? And it came in a case, which surprised me. Okay, pass on this. And show this little locket / bracelet. Has a locket on it. Oops, we got turned around. Has a little locket on it and faux pearl. So oops. Let's get it on screen there. There we go. And what are we going to put this? I'll find it. It's on my list here somewhere. Yeah. The box it came in calls it a cloisonne locket. So, but I'm not calling it that. But we'll start this at $7. And it does open up. Sometimes a bit stiffly, but it does open. And I did not try to clean it or anything. It's the way it came. I did not see any maker's mark or anything anywhere. Maybe you're saying something that I missed, but I'm not seeing any maker's mark there on the front or the back. There's a clasp right there. See at the top, it clips it shut. And a little bird. I'm not sure why the box calls it cloisonne, but I don't really call it that. And then it's got a clasp that you can take on and off, and the little faux pearls in between. Length, I will have to take this apart. Yeah. Oh, sorry. My arthritis is not cooperating. Let's see if I can get this apart. I didn't see any markings on this clasp either, so I think this is fairly short. We'll see here in a second. Some clasp to 5 3/4 inches. So it's more like a child's locket charm. 5 3/4 is pretty small. Usually most of these bracelets are, or it could be an anklet, I suppose. You could use it as an anklet. That would work. Okay. Let me write that on my list. As soon as I find my pen, there it is. Yeah, I don't, here's the box it came in, and this, labeled cloisonne locket. That's it. There's no other markings or anything else in the box, so I have no idea if that was the box it actually came in, but that's the box I got it in. All right. Well, I thought I'd be going short tonight, but I'm actually running pretty much on time, I think. All right, we'll pass on that. And let's do something silver. Let's do some earrings. I do have some earrings. So these are silver. Some of the sites, when I looked these up, I found very similar earrings to these. Let me get this on the screen here properly. They're post style earrings. Even the back area is marked 925 as well as the post. One or a couple of the sites referred to these as possibly Navajo influence. I don't know for sure, so I'm not going to say that that's for sure, but I am throwing that out there. If somebody says, yeah, oh yeah, I can see that. So I'm just going to call these the Silver Heart earrings, and we'll start these at $20. I'll show it up close here so you can get a better idea how it looks. And really clean too. I didn't have to do anything to them. There's the back. You probably can't see it on the pin, but it's marked there, and it's marked on the backing piece as well, sort of there. I don't know if it's marked, I can't remember if it's marked on the back of the pin or on the front of the pin, but I mean the keeper little thing, but it is all silver, both all the pieces. That will give you an idea what it looked like. Frustrated because I can't find my usual display for earrings tonight. I know it's in here somewhere. It's probably buried. It's behind something. Just can't see it. Oh, there it is. It's just because I think it's nice to show them properly oriented. And getting that place. There you go. And I don't think I showed this last week. Next week. Yeah, get this out of the packet here. Okay, no interest in the silver earrings. That'd be some interest out there, maybe, but not tonight. It's okay. I'm gonna pass. As I say, I got a lot more stuff to show, so we'll take those away. And this is an Avon thing. It is in the original. Oops, let me get this off the screen. And it's called the Embellished Butterfly Necklace Cream. So I'm just going to call this the Avon Butterfly Necklace. You see it's got a little butterfly on top of a pearl. And $10. We'll start this at 10. And some of these I have looked up. So again, I'm trying to be fair and give you a decent price. I remember last week and maybe the week before we showed, the last couple of auctions we've shown antique postcards and vintage postcards. If there's still interest in some of that, I have a bunch sitting here next to me, but I didn't put them on my list of things to show. But if there is interest, I would definitely entertain that. You just got to put it in the chat and let me know. Okay. I didn't take it out of the box. You can see it's still in the box. It's still, all in there. It is marked Avon on the back. There somewhere. There. Get an idea what it looks like up close. And if no interest, we will put it back in its box. It is brand new in box. It was never been taken out of this box. Taken out of the box. You can see the chain was all where the chain was. So they have it in French and in English. So pass on that. Okay. Another silver piece. We're going to start doing some of the silver pieces, like I said. This is an unusual one. And this is the box it came in. Came in this little box, not selling silver, this little burgundy colored box. And it's very specific. It is a pretty long chain with a set of bagpipes at the end. So, you know, when he's well, it doesn't have to be Scottish to play bagpipes, but you most likely are. And so the box says it's sterling. There are no marks on the pendant, but I think there was on the chain. I can't recall. This is another one of those, but it passed all my tests as far as the magnet test and things like that. So I'm going to close the bagpipe necklace, and we're going to start this at 12. It's a very delicate little chain, as you can see. But it is a very tiny little pendant, so very lightweight. Like I said, no, could not see any markings, but this, I think this is pretty old. I'm going to guess it's fairly old. Let me get my loop out of curiosity and see if I see a marking on here or not. On the clasp. Sometimes they mark the clasp. Sometimes they don't. I don't see anything. Oh yeah, there's a mark on there. Really small. Sterling. It's sterling. So it gives you an idea of the age. The clasp. So okay. Bagpipe. Yeah. Just checking it off my list. Yeah, I can, you know, again, maybe you do, maybe you don't know somebody who's a bagpipe player. I actually used to know a few back in Maine. At my mother-in-law's funeral, we had a bagpiper. She was Scottish. Interesting. They're so loud. Bagpipes are so loud. Oh, I see Jedi at 12. They're so loud. We have a cry room in the back of the church. We had him in there to play so he wouldn't blast the people in the church. He wore earplugs when he was playing it. It's like, that's how loud they are. It's amazing. I see your bid body. So. And sold to Jedi. Oh, I see Barb jumping in at 14. Oh, you caught that just before I typed it. Hit the sold, Barb. Nice to see you tonight, Barb. Yes, you're one of the folks I need to invoice. I know. I apologize. Things have been a little crazy here, so I will hoping to get caught up by tomorrow. So Jedi is out, so we're going to change my text what I'm typing in here to sold to Barb. 14. Let me write that down. Just have it in front of me. Thank you. Heart earrings. Oh, okay, Barb. Now let me write that down. Well, let me write it down in the chat first. So to Barb. Heart earrings. That was for 20. Yes, $20. Thank you. I'm going to write that down right now, too. Okay. All right, let me set this aside. I will include the case if you want it. I don't have a problem with that. It's a nice case, actually. It's really sturdy, very sturdy case. Of course, what I'll do is I'll probably pad the inside of it little bit better than what they did. And grab those earrings, lock that down, wrap it on the bag. There. I just said there it is. Barb. And today is the 27th. Done up there. Okay. Thank you, everybody. Okay. Let me get that. Sold that. Okay. Well, this is an unusual piece. And this is the case. I want to show you. This is the case that I got it in. This red case. And this is a very unusual pin. I want to take it out of the case because it doesn't. Now I did not test the watch. Let me get my little display so I can. It's a pin. This gonna work. Let me see if I can make that work for me here. So there's the back, by the way, just before I put it on this display. Just give me a second so I can. Nope, that's not going to stay. I thought it might, but no. We'll do it the hard way. Yes, I just don't like doing it this way because it doesn't really show it well. Yeah. Do it that way. There we go. Okay. I'm going to try and get the name of this down right. This the name of the manufacturer. This is, and it's on the back of the watch too. It's made by a company called Bonetti, and they call it a lady face pin. We're going to start this at $20. Very unusual pin. I don't know much about the materials in it. I do know it's probably vintage. Although if this watch requires a battery, I will provide one if I have it. Okay. I'll even try to put it in if you'd rather I didn't put it in, that's fine too. This is a really interesting pin. And when I looked these up, there's none. You see, there's the name Bonetto. I knew it misspelled it. Bonetto, not Bonetti. And that's, I think the name's on the back here as well. Bonetto. Japan movement. Very, very interesting pin. So I don't know the age of it for sure, but I get the impression it's vintage for sure. And I think I've seen quite a few of these. When I looked this up, or tried to look it up, I see a lot of these Bonetto pins out there, but none. They all seem to be a little different. Some have the straight face like this, but what they have for adornment around them, they're all all unique. Your church has bagpipe once a year. Yeah, we used to have when I grew up in Maine, there was a lot of bagpipers in that particular town, and they would be in parades quite often. So, yeah, you can't mistake them when they're coming along. It's pretty impressive. It's supposed to be intimidating, I guess, but it is loud. Oh my gosh, it's loud. Anyway, so there's the Bonetto pin. I apologize for mistyping it. Hey, Pamela. Nice to see you here tonight. So let's see your bid. Now, I don't know much about it other than that. I did, like I said, very cursory research on it. it sort of, to me, looks like they start with a blank face and then just start adding to the back of it. You look at the base, you see this, the back, and you can see that they're not particularly neat with the glue, but on the back, but on the front it looks very nice, and unique. So we will say sold to Pamela for $5. Don't see anybody else bidding, so we were going to say sold. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Now let me find my board. And Pamela, I think you're the other one I owe an invoice to, and I apologize. I'm terribly behind on some of this, and it's driving me crazy. There it is, Pamela. So I will put it back in its little box. If you want me to look to pull, I have a watch. I mean, a watch kit. I can pull the back off safely and check the battery. If you want the battery included or left in it, let me know one or the other. How you want, if it is battery. I don't think it's wound. I think it's battery driven. So, but let me know. Oh, we do have one really big non-joy. We'll see. Maybe towards the end I'll show it. Okay, where were we here? Okay, I have a lamp work piece here somewhere. What did I do with it? Is that it? Oh. So this is also silver with a piece of lamp work on it. And let me get it right side up. Yeah. So we get that off the screen. Let's find the way it is. Okay. Gotcha. And there might be a battery in it. I don't, just that's defunct. So you might want to check that. Just make sure it doesn't get any corrosion or anything. Okay, so this is a lamp work pendant and it's a silver silver chain. You see, it's a very delicate chain for such a large pendant. But that's the way I received it. And I think I'm spelling this Bale. It's I know Bale. The Bale. What's holding the stone? Spelled B-A-L-E or B-A-L. I have to look at that. I want to type. Just I hate being wrong. So let me just. Maybe somebody could correct me here while I'm at it, but. It can be spelled either way. What do you know? Okay, so lamp work. This one out. I'm going to start this at 12, I think. So as you can see, that's quite large. I'm looking for my coin. I usually have a quarter sitting here to give you a reference, but I don't see it. A penny. Let's do that. There's a penny. So you get an idea how big this lamp work piece is. But it is on a, and look at the style of class. You don't see that style much anymore. And it is marked. You can see the little bit of tarnish in there, but there's the marking, I think, on that connection piece. And even the bail is marked 925. And as you can see, it's lamp work, so it's different color, different pattern, different side each side. And I think the chain, I'm going to guess, is about 16 or 18. I get it untangled here. I'm doing a bad job of trying to stretch it out without tangling it all up. It's a small chain, so it tangles it. You can bunch it up if you're not careful. So let's get that straightened out. And let's see how long this thing is. So it looks like 17-inch. I was right in between 16 and 18. But you can see it's a very fine chain compared to my hand here. And then you have the lamp work piece that I can hold in my hand. Interesting, huh? So, okay, there's that. All right. Like I said, most of what I have, surprisingly, most of what I have tonight is necklaces. I just didn't realize that until late. And then I said, oh, gee, I really didn't have much in the way of earrings. I literally have a bin full of earrings. Nothing within reach. So, other than what I showed last week, I think. Yeah. I think I didn't already show, I think, in the past week or two that are within reach. I'm just double checking here, but yeah. Just lost a beat. Okay. No, interestingly, yeah, lamp work on 925. Let's see, what are we gonna do next? I guess it's really unusual one. It has a name on it, or manufacturer's logo that I've never heard. This is the only piece I've ever come across. So let's do that one next. Pass on this. Set that aside. And this is still has the thing that hangs on, when they display it. Out of the way. So put down into place. Here we go. And so there it is. So this is Silvertone. To me, it looks like it's little fibers inside whatever that is. Fibrous pendant. Not pendant. Well, yeah, pendants. Necklace. What's that? Oh, it's got marked with the letter. I'll show you. It's marked with the letter G. Just G. Capital G. Oh, I forgot what's that. There it is. We'll start this at $8. Let me back up the camera a little bit because this thing is big. And so it has the original lead and nickel free thing and this G thing on here. And that's all it has on the back, other than it's made in China. And then that letter G is there again, right here. So, because I was originally thinking maybe that card that was on isn't the original card, but nope, there's that G again. So, it looked to be, because it's on a card, really hard to tell, but I'm going to guess that's about 16-inch or 16 to 18-inch. Well, it does have an extender chain and a pretty sizable lobster claw, as you can see, of course, next to my thumb, where the right where the G is there. So I would say it extends to probably 18 and 16 to 18. but it's really hard to know when it's on a card like that. And I'm not taking it off. So then it has these, and these are just no markings on the backs or anything like that, with the silver tone beads and everything like that. But very, yeah. And I'm trying to see how that's going to hang here. Where did I do my board? Just to give you an idea of how, oops, get my fingers out of the way here. How it looks hanging on a board. Give you an idea. Kind of the way it is. So, but yeah, very interesting pieces there. I don't know how they made it, to be honest. No, but it does say it is nickel, lead and nickel free. And why they were so specific about that, I'm not sure. I didn't know that was a common practice in jewelry if they use lead or nickel. Well, nickel, yes. Nickel, I know they used to years ago. Okay. No interest in that. That's fine. We will pass on that. I want to see if any more silver I want to get to tonight. I think that was most of it. Oh, no. Oh, that's this one. Oh, this is a beauty. This is this necklace. Absolutely. Let's just pass on this one and get that out of the way. This is a beautiful one. And I'm going to have to quantify that I can't confirm, but everything indicates, this is on silver. Everything, let me get that off the screen. I thought I did that already. This is on silver. It's marked on the clasp. And it's an old style clasp for a Y necklace. See, there's the mark actually right there. This appears to be, because it's not cold to the touch, because a lot of the systems, a lot of the things we researched suggested it could be garnet or something like that, but it's not cold. But two of my tests indicate there's a possibility that this is red amber on silver. I looked at the links in between, and every single link is soldered. That is not done on cheap necklaces. So I'm going to have to say that if this was truly red amber and on silver, and it would be worth probably $75 to $100 in that range. Possibly, it could possibly be that. I'm not going to do that. I'm going to start at $20. What did I want? I'm going to being very cautious on how I describe this. I did do the black light test. The problem with amber doesn't. Regular amber will be blue-green under under a UV light. Red amber, not always. Unfortunately, sometimes it depends. What I did notice is I did get some blue-green flecks here and there on it. So I'm going to start this at $20. I'm not losing money on it, so and you might be getting a fantastic deal. I have no idea, but when they shine, where am I doing my light? So I'm going to shine on there, and you can't tell for sure, but where I saw the coloration was on the back of a couple of the stones. It did come out a little bit, but because the red is so deep in these things, and I looked at these with a loop with hanging it over the light over a light, and see if maybe because the white might throw it off too here. So I can't tell. See, it's just really, really difficult to tell. But I'm somewhat thinking that is red amber. When I looked at it under a loop, held it up to a light, you can see the occlusions in it that don't look like, they look like what you would expect in amber. You see a little, they're very inconsistent. They're not, they're all different. Each bead is different. So, but this is amazingly red. And I wish I could get my other board and see if we can get some better light on it. To give you an idea of how it looks. So, and put some, apologize for the mess behind there, but if I get, what did I do with my light? See if this works. Nope. Yep. So, can you see that? See how translucent that red is? So you can see the color goes right through. So it really it is a garnet color. I see a bit of Tony Pam, and so, but I want to make sure you understand, you know, what I don't know for sure what you're getting. I hate to put it that way, but I don't like doing the test that they say to do. Put a hot needle on the back of it where it's inconspicuous. I'm just too nervous about doing that, and that doesn't really tell you anything anyway. It could be if it was acrylic would do the same thing. So there's several tests. One of the tests is the saltwater test. With amber, you use just plain water and saturated with salt. But the problem with that is these are surrounded by silver. So if it's amber, it'll float. But they're surrounded with silver. So it's, I don't know. So you see my quandary. So I'm going to say, oops, almost screwed up my thing here. I'm going to say sold to Pam for $20. Thank you, Pam. I really hope I'm giving you something that's selling you something that's really, really nice. It is really pretty. It's the lighting doesn't justify it. It really doesn't. Get that a little bit better on there, but it's such a deep red. It's really pretty. So, okay, thank you. Whoa, good thing that's got that in my hand. Wow, that was weird. I gotta fix my brake. See, it's broken. I gotta fix that. One more thing to do. All right, let me get a bag, put that in, keep it safer. And there it is. My goodness, that was scary. Okay, how are we doing on time here? Oh, we are running out of time. Oh, I can do a little bit longer, but not too much. I have more Avon. I think maybe I'll just save it for next week. I do have one Lea Sophia piece. I have one set of clipped earrings, and I have actually I have 3 Avon pieces, 2 non-labeled pieces, and one set of clip earrings that I thought people might be interested in, and well, that's Avon too, so that's 4 Avon pieces. So let me just show. Let me just show this one. I think this is the most interesting of the ones I have here, I guess. So we'll just show that one. And these apparently they're cold to the touch. So so this is I don't know if it's moonstone or what it is, but it's a it is stone. They're cold to the touch, gold gold tone beads in between, and this really interesting swirly kind of pendant. When you look on the back, you can see the colors that they used are all there, which is kind of very interesting. So it's like dichroic, but not quite, because it's much harder than if that's glass. Boy, that's really hard glass. That's really a very unusual piece of glass. What did I call this thing? I'm trying to be consistent with my labeling here. Okay, so let me see here. This I called it a cream and tan necklace. And I think I was going to start this at $9. Okay, let me write your name down for the other thing. Did I do that already? Oh, I did. Okay. So I think this is pretty long. It's probably close to 18. I mean, yeah, it's 18, maybe a little more. No extender on it. Clasp is, man, things keep sliding around me in here. A really large lobster claw clasp on it. Like I said, very interesting swirly kind of pendant on it. And like I said, these stones are definitely cold to the touch. Maybe some types of agate or moonstone, maybe. Don't know for sure, but they're definitely cold to the touch. And then I'm going to show you the piece that I'll probably end up putting on the eBay tonight, next couple of days. No interest in this piece. I'm not going to see. I'm just going to stick around for a couple more minutes here, and then we're going to call it in. I'll save these other items for next week. And I've got a bunch of stuff I got to start putting out on eBay. I was going to do all this Sophia, but I'll hold that till next week as well. And we'll pass on this. And then we are going to show you an amazing piece that I just recently got. It's on silver, and it is silver, and with a pearl piece here. Set the screen. And so the artist on this is Kathleen O'Neill. I don't know if anybody knows who that is, so don't be. I'm and the studio this comes out of is, I'm going to misspell this, I'm sure. I think it was Oronaka, something like that. And so it is signed on the back with her name and the studio. And you can see that pretty well there. These are the typical of her pieces with a pearl, usually in a silver piece that's cast from an actual seashell. So when I looked up her stuff, if you go to this Oronaka site, they're selling one almost identical to this for $139. I'm seeing them go out there on the used market for around $78 to $95. I would be willing to part with this tonight for $65. If there's anybody interested, I'm not putting. I didn't put it in the chat, but that's where I am. That's where I'm going to put it out on eBay right now. Probably in the next day or so. I'm going to put it out there on eBay at $65 and see where it goes. So anybody interested tonight, you want to get it before it goes on eBay, that's the before it starts getting bid up. You can see it where it is. It is marked 925 in a couple different places, but it is all her stuff is silver. It's marked right on the little hang tag there somewhere, or maybe on that piece, but it is marked. But all her stuff is silver. Pretty cool piece, huh? So, but there's where we are. So, anyway, so thank you for being here tonight. Thank you for your purchases or just being there, supporting us. We appreciate that all the time. Yes, I'm wearing my different glasses. These are my computer glasses. I found that I was starting to get a little eye strain from trying to use my regular glasses and trying to find the right spot on my glasses to look at the chat on the screen. And oh my gosh, terrible. So I just switched to my computer glasses. Yes, I look nerdy. That's the way it is. I am a nerd, so what can I say? So anyway, so that's where we are. Let me get that off screen. So thank you again. Have a great weekend. We're going to have some fun Saturday night. Going to go to the debut of my grandson and my son-in-law's band. They call themselves the Dad Bods. They're all dads except for the grandson. So, but they're all experienced musicians and years of being musicians. So that'll be exciting. Some good rock and roll for a few hours, and some good beer at the same time. A nice brewery. So lots of fun on Saturday. And that's where we are. I will be back next week. Again, I'm always open to have somebody join me. I'm still toying with the idea of doing something else besides Thursday nights. You never know. Watch for pop-ups. I might do a pop-up. I've been tempting myself to do it. Not yet. But you all have a great night. I'm looking forward to the weekend.